Leroi Johnson, and you are watching ThisIs50.com.
And you know this. With that being said, you writing a book for yourself? The brother of Rick James.
Actually, yeah, I've been writing memoirs, but a lot of it has to do with Rick, but most of it has to do with family, and it has to do with a lot of experiences. Because I mean, Rick is an interesting entree into things, but there are more for me things. You know, I like to live my life and talk about my life. I think my life is interesting because without my life, there's no life out there. So that's how I feel. I'm the star in my world. Rick is a star in there. Right now, they don't want to hear about me, but maybe in the future they might.
I want to hear about you. That's why we're here. It's biopic time. You know, you just seen the new edition movie?
Oh yes.
What'd you think about it?
I thought it was great.
What is it? Are you? You have the bug? Are you taking meetings right now about Rick James biopic?
No, because we've been doing this. I've been talking to people about movies for a long time, and until I get the right people involved,
what does
by
that
myself.
mean?
Well, someone who is going to look and do it more creative in terms of the facts of what Rick was really about, not turn it into a comedy, or not turn it overwhelmingly into a drug scene, something like that. I mean, drugs were part of Rick's life, but Rick had a very complicated life, and I'd like to see somebody who can take that complicated life and make that into a film. And the focus could be not 100% on Rick, but the focus has to be on some of his other experiences and the people that he encountered. Some of these movies that are out there, they're very similar. You can't change a lot of it. You go out there on concert, and you do your drugs, and you have your women, and you do that, and you go to jail, and all the rest. But you got to add some more to it than that.
I can dig it.
Yeah,
I can definitely dig it. Now you have some art over here, man. You're an artist also, outside of being an entertainment lawyer.
Right.
What does that come up? What are you doing with that?
Well, I've been an artist all my life. Before I was a lawyer, before I was with Rick, for anything. I went to school for art for a short amount of time, to a technical art school, and I went there for a year. But most of my life has been around art. That's been my rock and roll. I've been painting since and drawing since I was 5, painting for probably 40 years, showing around the world for probably the last 20 years. This is my passion in life. I'd rather do that right now than to do some other things. But right now I am an attorney, and that's the bread and butter, but art is my passion.
So are you doing any art shows right now? Are you on tour with this?
I got an art show going on right now here in New York.
That's what you're here for?
That's where I'm here in New York. Artifact Gallery, 84 Orchard, and it'll be up for 3 weeks. If you want to see some interesting art that I call electric primitive.
Electric primitive.
Electric primitive.
What made you put them two words together right there?
Well, because my work is primitive, and most of it is very colorful.
Okay.
So, the colorful part is the electrified part. And the
but you make
part,
it simple.
I mean, you have to coin something for yourself. You got to come out there. If you're going to rock and roll, that's my form of being Rick James, is electric primitive, and that's who I am. So this is called Mama, I'm Home. And this is done in a classic black style, or what I should say, a southern type, where we all come from. It's more or less the house that we grew up in. My family grew up in Georgia.
I'm from Georgia.
Oh,
Decatur. Yeah.
Well, we're from Rennes, which is outside of Augusta.
Okay, cool. My family's from Albany.
Okay, so we might have something in there together.
Get out of here. Hey, my mom's grandfather's name is James.
Well,
it's a James family, yeah.
Well, you wouldn't be related under that name because
Man,
James is a fake name.
That's right. He changed his name.
Now his real name is James Johnson.
That's right.
And mine is Leroi Johnson. So let's get it right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you're going on that James thing, we know that
we ain't related.
Fake news.
Hell no, y'all done made up some.
Anybody running around there saying I'm
Rick
such
James'
and
cousin.
such James?
Yeah.
Is
So you ain't related to LeBron James either?
No, I ain't no.
Or even James Evans?
James Evans, no.
Oh. James Brown.
That's a deep cousin, yes.
Yeah, Jamie Lee. What? Get out of here.
For real. Yeah.
Get out of here. Because Augusta.
Augusta, when he says Augusta, he was actually born
in South Carolina.
In South Carolina.
Right.
But where he was born in South Carolina, right across the bridge from Augusta. So, or across the border from Augusta. Right. But he's a Brown. In our family, we're Browns and Stones. So, shout out to the Browns. And shout out to Danny Glover.
Danny Glover is in y'all family?
Yes, another one.
Get out of here.
From the same family.
Man, what he look like young? I ain't never seen Danny Glover young.
Know something? My man put me on the phone with Danny. I met Danny like 30 years ago.
And he was old then?
Well, I ain't gonna say he was old.
Man, Color Purple, he was old.
Well, okay.
You said it. I'm 35.
You said it.
I'm 35.
Yeah. You weren't even around.
Yeah, I was around.
Just barely.
Just barely. I think I'm 5 when Color Purple come out.
Okay.
Like was it 86 or something? Or 87?
I think we met in about 84.
84.
We met at the Black Caucus in 1984. That's, and
yeah, I wasn't doing shit.
We talked family then, and the next time really we got on the phone was yesterday.
Get out of here.
With A.B. Butler.
Get the.
That was the last. But we keep running into each other through people. I mean, we know we're cousins, but we keep. I mean, he's a star. He's a big time star.
Wow.
So it's a small world.
You put them on the phone. You put Dan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This is amazing, man.
Yeah, it is kind of amazing.
Yeah. He don't never put me on the phone with nobody like that.
Oh shit! Just
yeah, he did bring some cool motherfuckers over here. So, yeah.
So anyway, they should come on down, take a look at the show.
I'm gonna bring my old lady.
There's some interesting works because my mind is kind of out there. I have that legal side, and it's split off into that entertainment and rock and roll thing and art thing. So. Word.
I'm looking forward to coming to your the art show. Like I said, I'm gonna bring my old lady.
Come on down tonight. Tonight is openings.
Tonight is we just got married a couple weeks ago. We got a friend of ours is taking us to dinner tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what about tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night too.
Okay, that sounds like a plan.
Tomorrow night. Yeah.
On Fox 5 on Friday. Okay, you did that.
Yeah.
God damn, baby, you ain't never put me on shit.
We here rocking and rolling,
Yeah.
This is like the old days.
He tried to give me an interview with thisis50.com. I'm the interview.
So let me tell you, all these books are good, but the main book that's going to be good is when I do the book.
Word.
Because, you talk to people, you try to direct them, and they do things, they write things, and that's very good. And it takes the slant off of things.
I can dig it.
It takes all the slant. And that's what when I talked with Peter about this book, I said, Peter, I'm not directing you or doing anything. You do your thing. I'll tell you who to talk with, and you can take it from there.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to think that I'm giving you some bias about how I feel about Rick or what this book should be about. And he's done an excellent job with that. He's this is a book that is going to have you on the edge of your seat saying, wow.
I like being on the edge of my seats, and I love saying wow. All right, so when Rick James said he was fixing to work with Eddie Murphy on a couple of records, well, was it Party All the Time?
Party All the Time.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say something that Larkin Arnold, I don't know if you know Larkin.
Yes.
Larkin with CBS said, he said, pointed to me, he said, man, you could have made that a hit, and you can't sing. That's how good Rick was in terms of being able to do something with somebody. He could make you into a star.
Right.
So I was like, if you want to do Eddie, fine. There's something in there in the book about that. They talk about that. Okay. Eddie used to spend a lot of time with us, a lot. He used to come to Buffalo a lot, and Rick and Eddie were like this. A lot of respect between the two of them. And that's why Charlie probably in the back of his mind, I love that thing about what does his hand and your face have in common?
Right.
I love that. And he had that respect that you talked about having a respect for a star.
Yeah.
And then when he did that, he says, look at this hand. Man, what do we have in common? And he smacked him across the face and he said, look, man, he said, I'm going to get that Rick James. I don't give a damn who he is, But that's how I feel about it. But, Eddie was... is really close to Rick. He did a lot for Rick in life and afterlife. So
Right. And so him, Rick James being like that playful and stuff with smacking folks, smacking like his homeboys, that's real?
That's real. I mean, Rick would do any of that. That stuff about digging his feet into the
couch,
real. I mean, that's real.
Didn't give a damn.
He didn't care. Just came in there, just.
How did it make you feel? How you deal with that even as a little brother growing up? Because I drove my little brother crazy.
Well, I used to say just stay away a little bit, because you don't know. Rick was unpredictable.
Very
what he was
erratic.
Gonna do, So I would just say, just stay a little bit away,
Because you're very mild-mannered, man.
Yeah, hey, I had to be. Being next to Rick, you had to be mild-mannered.
Right.
Somebody had to have that balance there.
Right.
So I mean, it worked for us because we were more in a partnership as in the entertainment business. He would do all the entertainment, I would do all the business.
I can dig it. So do you still you collect his royalties now?
Well, that goes to his family and his estate. I really don't do anything with that.
Okay, cool. The basketball thing, man. You a baller growing up?
I used to be. Yeah, I used to play a little bit.
Yeah. What's as far as you when you play college ball?
I played a little bit, but I was unpredictable too. If things didn't go my way, I didn't stick on and do a lot of coaching now. And I always tell the kids, don't be a quitter because I can tell you about that because you never realize what your potential is. So, I mean, I was a good ball player. Played against a lot of people. Played here in the Rucker. Played against the best players of my time: Calvin Murphy, Bob Lanier. Played with Dean Miminger here in New York in the summer. Henry Wilmore, a lot of other guys. You might not remember All-American in Michigan.
These a lot of those sound familiar.
Yeah. So I mean, I had my little day, but now I offer something to kids because I coach. I've been coaching kids for the last 35 years.
Where at these days?
In Buffalo. I have.
In Buffalo, you still out there? Okay.
Yeah, I have a camp that's been going up for about 35 years.
Okay. If people want to get involved in send their kids to your camp, well, how do they get in contact with you?
Well, it's called the Willie Hutch Jones Sports and Educational Clinic. And we've been doing this for 35 years. If you go online and just look up Willie Hutch Jones Sports and Education, you can do that. It's located in Buffalo. We have graduated close to 15,000 kids.
That's amazing.
In 35 years.
Good for you.
And we've had a lot of kids go on to college in basketball, rowing, tennis, golf, and we've got some kids who've been winning all over the country in chess. So, I mean, it's a very extensive program, not just sports, because the educational component is there. We have after-school education for kids who want it, and it's a strong program.
Word. Man, that's what's up, man. Hey, I really appreciate you stopping through This Is 50, man, giving us some time and sharing with us, man, about your brother and about your art and about your life.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to reading your book, sir.
Okay. Hey.
If your life was a movie, what would it be called?
If my life were a movie, I don't know. We'd have to think about that. It wouldn't be nothing like about the brother of Rick James, none of that,
I wouldn't even play you like that.
I might just do my life. It's my life.
Is there anybody in particular you want to play you? Or you be watching TV like, you know what, he could be a good man.
Terrence Howard might play me.
That's dope. I can see that.
Okay.
That makes sense.
He could do that. I'll let him do that.
And he played the guitar too.
Does he?
Yes.
Okay.
And he sings very well.
All right, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're good choice.
So it wouldn't be fake.
No, it wouldn't be fake at all.
Real.
It'd only be fake if he played me.
It wouldn't be alternative.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Word.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, anytime, man. Come back and see us.
All right.
Like I always say, you just can't say you're real. It's something you got to be, man. We're open. We out of here. Do have something in mind? Y'all go to commercial. And don't kiss them hoes in the mouth unless you got to.